KCBA.
Ocala.
All right, 5 minutes after 9 o'clock, Professor Gadget is in the studio. Jim George.
Good morning.
Also known as Jim George from American Cable Services. Thank you. And Jim sent me something that would enable me to actually divorce myself from cable. Of course, I don't have cable. Only for TV purposes. I mean, I couldn't divorce myself from cable from my internet, right?
Exactly.
I just left that. So
Exactly.
anyway, good morning, Jim. How you doing?
Good morning.
Anything new in your world besides this other thing we're going to talk about?
Every day something new. I just want to let you know that I was in Fort Lauderdale all day yesterday talking to not only our manufacturer of our IPTV equipment, but the software developer, which is in this case
drive?
all in one. We did. We drove down.
No wonder you're tired today.
Well, luckily, one of my partners drove down and drove back. He loves cars. I tell him that my car gets washed maybe once a year. It's a total wreck inside, and it's a vehicle used for transportation.
Yeah.
His is a vehicle to be adored and lavished.
Oh, really?
And polished.
How old is he? Is he a young guy?
55, I think.
Oh, that's not too. Is he single? Is he single?
No, he's married. Him and his wife have an understanding, I guess, about cars.
Oh, okay. Well, we have a couple coming up later on that have an open marriage.
Yeah.
They have
boy.
a different kind of understanding.
Yeah, that's a different kind of understanding altogether.
I think they're married 50 years, if I remember my notes right.
Yeah.
50?
Yeah,
Well,
I think that's what they said.
It might be easy. We don't live together all the time. I don't know.
That's right.
That was what
That's right.
Bob Hope said, the secret to his successful marriage.
Yeah.
He was never home.
He was there. But anyway, so after reviewing the actual electronic programming guide, who knows what it is you're going to see when you first turn the box on, and the content, the fact that you have Arabic channels, Israeli channels, Brazilian,
I hope they don't fight each
Venezuelan.
other. That's all I hope. I don't want my channels fighting each other.
That's right. Well, and the bottom line, it was really fantastic to see that, and the ease at which you can surf the screen. His remote control has actually got an air mouse in it. I didn't even know there was such a thing as an air mouse.
What is an air mouse?
You have your remote control that you hold in your hand.
Right.
But you push a button, and then you lock it in, and all of a sudden, the cursor appears on the screen.
Ah.
And so now you just move it around to where you want it, click.
Oh, like you're pointing a flashlight.
Right, but it's not connected, so it's an IR.
Wow.
Infrared.
I like that idea.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm so used to the mouse, though.
And when you come over an item, because it might be a whole list, it goes from maybe being a 1 inch by 6 inch, and your TV is very far away. Could be 20 feet away. Could be. So when you highlight it without pushing a button, then it opens it. It makes it larger, so you can see the icon like it's USA, and then you can see what it is, like Gone with the Wind or whatever it is. So as you go down, it gets bigger and big. It lavishes all over the screen. He spent years and years developing this software. And
wow.
He told me he spent $1 million so far getting it to where it is today. So we know now that when we launch, and this is the product we're going with, when the people see the content and then see the ease at which you use this ergonomically correct remote control. I mean, I actually have pain in my arm from trying to hold that Prism unit in my hand because I have Prism at my house. And probably the worst decision I ever made, but it works. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a great picture, but it goes out all the time because it's IPTV and it's controlled by the internet. And the telephone company is trying to make it work over old wires. It's not their fault. In other words, if they were in a community with all new wires, it would be fantastic. But they're trying to make it work over old wires. So anyway, it's one of the things you put up with.
Is the money that was there to maintain old wires no longer there because so many of us are not using as much? You know what I mean? We're not like I don't have a phone bill anymore.
Well,
so I'm not paying I don't pay as much for a phone as I did once did. Some people still do, but I don't.
one day when we have a little time, I know we have time today, but the history of why fiber to the home came about and what it was meant to accomplish and why the phone companies were forced to put fiber to the home because of a financial decision they had to make is very, very interesting. And only to tantalize you, Verizon said, we can rebuild our copper infrastructure for $7 billion, or we can put fiber to the home for $9 billion. So they spent $9 billion to put fiber to the home. And then the other reason is because if you have copper to the home, the FCC had a ruling that if I was an a CLEC, a competitive local exchange carrier.
Okay.
In other words,
now I know what it means.
I competed with the local,
right.
the ILEC, the incumbent local exchange carrier.
Okay.
Then I could use their wire, and they couldn't stop me.
Wow.
Even though they spent all that money to put it in the ground, I could use it.
Wow.
So by spending a little bit more money, they keep me. The FCC says you can't touch their fiber.
Oh.
You see, so they put fiber to that's how fiber to the home came about. That's how FiOS came about. And it's a lot more longer story than that.
So why did TV channels continue broadcasting when cable was pretty much it? I mean, I'm happy that they are because of something you sent me with this new kind of antenna. And you've been telling us about these other antennas for a long time now, but now you sent me something different, and I want to have you talk about it. The Mohu?
Yeah, well, it's a keyboard combination. I guess you saw that, right?
Yeah.
And it allows you to actually have like an electronic programming guide on your TV set, even though you're picking up off-the-air channels. So it recognizes, I believe, I was told you earlier, I'm going to try and order one for myself. It recognizes that there's a channel 2 in the area, channel 6, channel 9,
right.
and it puts them in order. And then if there's a 2.1 and a 2.2 and a 6. It puts those in order. And then the electronic programming guide goes out and gets the metadata. That's like the data line that you and I can't see. Picks it up and then displays it on an electronic program. So you know it's coming up and when it's coming up off an off-the-air antenna.
Right.
And then you click, you want to watch it. It's got a keyboard where you can type in, search for this, search for that. My goodness.
Okay, so I have a question for you, because I went to their website. Now, when you go to their website, you put in your zip code, and it'll tell you how much it will cost for an antenna and what that antenna will give you. Okay, so, I lost it. No, let me put in my zip code. Hold on, where's the zip code thing? Oh, no. Oh, no. Hold on.
Back to the drawing board, ladies and gentlemen.
Come back.
Hold on, I'll find it. I put in my zip code. Come on. It's called Mohu, M-O-H-U. TV for free. Okay, you put in your zip code. Here we go. 34471 is my zip code, okay? So I put in that zip code, and these are the antennas I have a choice of. I can get a $24.99 antenna that'll give me 6 channels. I can give a $39.99 antenna that gives me 6 channels. A $69.99 antenna that gets me 6 channels, or a $149.99 Sky 60 antenna that gives me 12 channels. Now, here's where I need some help. The cheap one, the $24.99, has IND, NBC, CBS, Cozy TV, Fox, and Movies with an exclamation mark.
Right.
I never heard of IND. What is that? It's independent?
Yeah, independent.
All right, so now next to them, next to CBS, it says 6.1. Next to Cozy TV, it says 6.2. What does that mean?
All right, well, Channel 6 is not only transmitting on 6, but it has side channels called 6.1 and a 6.2.
Okay, I see what you mean.
But you'd actually get a lot more than that. What they're doing is saying, to the best of their knowledge, these are the channels that are strong enough to reach your area.
So Fox 51 has 51.1 and 51.2.
All right, but you get 50, because 51's right here in town. I guess you know that, it's right here. But there are repeaters in town that I didn't even know until November that Channel 2 is repeated up here in Ocala, but it's on like 19.1.
Oh.
In other words, they receive it as 2, turn it back around as like 19. And so in our system, we've just added like 10 more channels that we never even knew were out there.
Oh, wow.
Wow, look at this, Jim. I put in my old zip code from New York.
Yeah.
I could get 82 channels up there.
That's right, for $24.
82 channels. Wow, because it's in the New York suburbs.
Right.
Yeah. Wow. Why would you even get cable? I could see it. Well, you still need it for your internet, though.
Well, no, if you want internet, you have to have some kind of connection, whether it's a wireless connection or hardline. Hardline can be CenturyLink, Comcast, Cox. Any one of those will give you your internet connection.
What's the zip code in Boone? I want to see Boone. Do you remember?
No, I don't. I think it's 92801, but I don't know. No, I don't know what North Carolina is.
9? I think that would be.
No, 9 is California. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what Boone is.
Robert, what was Milwaukee? Do you remember the zip code?
I don't remember. I honestly don't remember.
Call her a call
So
in. Let's
many
say, come
years
on,
ago.
guys.
I
Boone is
remember.
so-and-so. You know that.
Zip code for Boone. I'm just curious.
Only one channel in Boone.
Is that right?
Mountain 18.
Okay, let's see. Zip code for Boone is 28607. So let me put that in there. 28607. 28607.
Look at the ease at which you surf the internet.
I know. So you can. Oh wow, 4 channels is the most you can get, and that's what they don't have any channels at all for the cheaper antenna. You have to get the $149 one, and you get 4 channels. The 4 channels in Boone, if you're familiar with the area, you are hello. Well, click on
The
it.
one's out of Wilkes or Wilkesboro, some people call, so, but the mountains are so, erratic out there.
Well, Cudahy was 53110. I just remember that one.
53110. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what Milwaukee is, but Cudahy's a suburb.
Well, yeah. Okay.
53110.
53110. So that's got to have.
Yeah.
That's got to have a lot too, with it being that close to Milwaukee, right?
I would think so.
47 channels. 47 channels.
There you go.
There you go. Now imagine, 47 channels.
That's all I need.
Now remember, you're watching Channel 6, which might be, let's say, ABC. I don't know really remember what it is. 6.1 is probably their own local information, the kids' baseball team, what's going on, all the local stuff.
Right,
6.2 might be the movie channel, or this TV, or my TV. And what they're syndicated 24-hour-a-day movies with intermissions, with the commercials, I guess you would call it. And but it's all free. I mean, why pay for it?
But this puts you out of business, right? And so
this is local. This is going to help me.
How? How does that help you?
I told a person that says, well, I don't really know if I want to get off of cable TV or not. Do you carry Channel 11 out of Hoboken, New Jersey? And I'll say, no, I don't carry that one, but I can give you my box. Well, no problem. I can just get a $24 device, put it up, and I'll get that on my own. But you can feed me the Spanish channels I want or the Korean channels I want.
See. So you pay less for the cable, and then you sub...
Yeah, so it helps you disconnect from what you're used to.
Oh, wow.
Plus, what I'm trying to figure out is how
understand.
can I connect that output into my system so it's seamless. So you bought this for your home. You have the internet, and you get my service for the channels you want, the a la carte.
Right.
Which could be USA or CNN or.
Right.
And then you have all the channels you want.
I gotcha.
Oh, okay.
So now, for the listeners who want to see this, it's called Mohu, M-O-H-U, and the website is gomohu.com, G-O-M-O-H-U.com. And Jim, you have a phone call?
Thank you.
Good morning. You're on the air with Jim George.
Good morning. This phone call for Professor Gadget.
There you go.
Let me tell you what I have, the rig I have here.
Oh, boy, here it comes.
Second home.
Yeah.
We have an old tube-type television set, still has a picture tube, analog.
Yes.
And I have a converter box that I got, and that has a USB port on it. And I can get all 3 networks plus Fox, and I can record on a 64-gig flash drive that plugs in to the USB port. It's beautiful.
Yes.
You get on-screen display and everything.
Yes.
We're very happy, and we save tons of money.
Exactly. And is that you want to mention the manufacturer's name for the?
It also has a HDMI port on the back of this box. Question: can I plug an HDMI cable into the back and then plug it into my laptop and view what's on the laptop on the picture screen?
You may be able to. It really depends what the config of that is. What I mean by that is USB, whether it's a 2 or 3, but you don't know what the purpose of that. Did it come with a manual?
Yes, it does, but it doesn't. It's very vague. I'm not talking about the USB now. That
Right,
works
I understand.
with my flash drive
Right.
for recording.
Right.
I can record about 20 movies on it. It's a wonderful
Right,
thing.
but you want to go USB to HDMI? Is that what you want to do?
It has an HDMI also on the back of this box, and the question I have is, can I plug in my laptop computer into the HDMI and watch on the television screen what's on the computer?
Well, you may be able to. I just don't know the answer to that without knowing what that HDMI is configured for. That's all.
I see. Okay.
No,
Well,
it's-
listen, I thank you for your time.
Oh, you're
Have a
welcome.
nice
The
day.
HDMI might be an output to go to a TV, see? Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm afraid to plug it in. I don't want to blow the laptop.
Yeah, really.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're
Have a nice day,
Thank
bye,
you. You too.
folks.
Wow.
There you go. A satisfied, disconnected from the grid customer.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I'm disconnected from the grid, but I sometimes miss it. You know,
Yeah, you're way off the grid.
I'm way off the
They
grid.
don't even know you're out
Right,
there.
right. All right, we'll take a little break and we'll be right back with Jim George. Your phone calls are important. If you want to call in, the number is 622-9622. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Clouds will limit sunshine today. It'll be warm with a shower in places, the high 80 to 84. Partly cloudy tonight, low 63 to 67. Tomorrow, partly sunny with a chance of an afternoon shower, high 82 to 86. On Sunday, clouds and some sun with a shower or two in the afternoon, the high 80 to 84. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
The new Cricket Wireless on East Silver Springs Boulevard on the corner of Bonnie Heath and State Road 40 is having a grand opening this Saturday. Stop by for the plan with unlimited talk, text, and data for $35 a month after a $5 credit with AutoPay and no silly annual contracts. With over 97% of Americans covered. Plus, the new Cricket Wireless will donate all activation fees this Saturday to Vets Helping Vets. That's the grand opening this Saturday at the new Cricket Wireless on East Silver Springs Boulevard on the corner of Bonnie Heath and State Road 40. The new Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
Hey Ocala, this is Kelly Hart, Executive Editor of Ocala Magazine. Did you know last year Ocala Magazine won more awards in excellence than any other publication in Florida? And this year, Ocala Magazine was named Best Consumer Magazine in the state. Now you can join me every Friday at 10 a.m. on Ocala Magazine Radio, where we bring the pages of Ocala Magazine to life, right here on The Source. Ocala Magazine thanks you for making us number one. And remember, there is only one Ocala Magazine.
All right, 22 minutes after 9 o'clock. Jim
We're
George is
waiting.
here, Professor
That's
Gadget,
great.
answering questions and getting us excited about TV. I haven't been this excited about TV since I heard that there was such thing as color TV, which I think was Batman. I think Batman was the color. All right, good morning. You're on the air with Jim George.
Good morning, Larry, Robin, Jim.
Hey.
I'm very excited to hear that this is finally coming around and it's going to be available. My question for Jim is, my wife likes to watch the TV shows on demand. Will that kind of service be available?
Yes.
The kind of setup you're talking about?
Yes, video on demand can be two different things to, the different peoples, but the idea is if you want to watch a program and it's already been shown and you'd like to go get it and bring it in, and that's one way of saying it's video on demand, you just click on it. Maybe it's a series, Friends, or whatever it is, and they'll come right in.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So all I need to do is tell CenturyLink to go stuff it. All I want is internet, and then get your box.
Yes, and on that Moho box for the listeners, I'm going to order one first and get it in and test it just to make sure that their advertising is not false advertising. So don't rush out and buy one until you have a chance to listen to see if it really does what they say it does.
Right.
Thank you.
I want to wait a little bit because change is difficult, but I'm also tired of paying $120 a month.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And listen to every week talking about how things are going to change and change is in the air.
Change is in the air. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. The Mohu thing, again, the website is gomohu.com. The one thing I wanted to tell you is that for those who haven't seen it yet, if you look at the video, the antenna, well, actually there's more than one, but the primary one they show on the video, the promotion video, it looks like a square. It almost looks like a mouse pad, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And you hang it on the wall.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I think it's 6 by 9 or something like that.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like a piece of paper.
Maybe a half-inch thick at the most.
You think it's that thick? Yeah,
I mean,
couldn't
at the
tell.
most, half
Yeah,
inch.
right. Yeah.
The relay that you were telling us during the break, getting channels from the United States, like to Ecuador, is pretty interesting to me because Larry just had a news story this morning about how phone line communications are now going direct to Cuba, and they didn't have to go through a third country now, which I didn't realize that was even happening.
Right, I didn't realize that was happening either. See, there's so much to know, you can't know it all. That's the bottom line.
And then you have like China deciding to where like in a country like China, they can push a button or make an order or something like that and stop transmissions of a specific show.
Yep.
I mean, they're using technology to continue doing what they've always done, which is censoring people.
Yes.
I mean, the one they're censoring this morning that was in the news was a special on how the air is so polluted in Beijing.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't want people to see that special.
Mm-hmm.
So they turned it off. Isn't that something?
It is something. Hey, I brought you in some gadgets again.
What'd you bring?
All right, so if you have a bunch of wires and you're trying to put them together, either with a tie wrap or a Velcro or something, you have this little device. It's not a handcuff for midgets. You basically lock it in, and then you can make it as small as you want, all right? Then you could groom your wire, tape it or whatever, and then when you're done, you just release it, and then you can make it bigger and go down the line. So I brought you each one of those.
All right,
You can
nice.
use your imagination. What else to use it for?
Nice.
That's right.
How would I ever get that off my wrist if I put that on my wrist?
That's right.
Well, it's not
that won't
your
even fit
wrist.
on your
You
big
put it
finger.
Put on your partner's wrist.
And this is not one of those space age tuning forks. This is actually
Tuning
a
fork.
cable punch down tool. So you slide the cable into the groove, depending upon how fat the cable is.
Right.
You twist it around 2 times, and
Okay.
what it does, it takes the jacket off of the cable.
Okay, right.
And that allows you now to unfoil it and do all the
Can
things.
you splice cable?
Yes.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. And then this is the punch down tool for Cat 5 cable like you have in your back room. So that one little tool. has
What is?
all those-
Wait. Cat 5. What, I
is
don't know what
that?
that is. Cat 5. I have in my back room. I don't know that I have Cat 5 in my back room.
Well, here in the
What the heck is that?
the WOCA back room.
I mean, he just went over that like it was everybody has this.
I have no
I don't
clue
have
what
Cat
that
5 in
means.
my back
I know
room.
you're hurting for time here, and of course you remember what this is—a little screwdrivers in the back. Remember I gave you one.
Right.
I like
Right.
Throw
that
one of those in your car. One of these days you're going to have a loose screw,
I got
I've had
already.
that.
other than
Already.
the ones you presently have. Yeah.
Yeah, this is cool. I like this.
And you know what this is? You see this all the time when you're out.
What is that? What is it?
Well, imagine when you're in a nursing home. You ever see one of these?
Right. Yes. When it's
Keypad.
like a keypad to open the door. Or
You open
something?
the door, right? I brought it in so you could actually get a look at what's behind it, in case you ever wondered what's going on behind those.
Oh,
those
okay.
numbers.
By the way, don't give
Look
the
at
code
that.
to the people in the Alzheimer's unit. It's not smart.
No.
They are clever.
They're very clever.
They will say, "Let me help you with that." What were those numbers now? No.
Right.
Yeah.
And then this is my newest gadget, which I just got
What is
last
it? A
week.
walkie-talkie?
This is a cell phone
This looks like it's been
spectrum
around a while.
analyzer that tells me how strong each of the cell phone services is wherever I'm at. So
How
I can look at Sprint. I can look at.
How strong are they right here?
Well, we're going to turn it on.
Turn it on. Looks like a walkie-talkie. Does it make sound?
I just got to hold it down longer. It says hold down the.
I don't
turn
know
on
about the
and
Cat 5. I got something in
Yeah.
my hand that handles Cat 5 in my back room.
Yeah.
Is that the diameter of the wire, or what does Cat 5 mean?
That's Category 5 cable
In my back room.
in the back of WOCA's room.
Oh, this back room. I thought
Right.
you meant my house.
Now, right now, Sprint in here is a minus 105.
Is that bad?
It's very low in here.
very
So
low.
if you were a Sprint customer, you would
Have to go outside.
You would really have some problems.
Oh,
Yeah.
are we Sprint? We're not Sprint.
I have no idea what we are.
No, you're probably T-Mobile or you're. All right, let me go.
I didn't know. They always ask you what provider do you use. I mean, nothing is. I have a track phone. It doesn't tell me anything like that.
Because we're from CPU Ocala, I think. Is the
Okay,
name of the
now
company.
Verizon is a minus 68. Now let me just tell you what all these numbers.
So Verizon
mean.
is better than.
If you had a minus 68 is probably 4 to 5 bars, probably 5 bars on your cell phone.
Oh, that's good.
It's very strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a nominal every day Verizon signal is like a minus 88.
Oh,
If you have a minus 88, you're fairly strong
so-
signal. This is a minus 64 in here, 65. So it's very, and so
Wow.
it gives me the chart and shows me
look
exactly
at that.
what
That's
it looks
cool.
like. It's the cat's meow.
That is pretty
$695. I didn't even know they even had such
How much
a
was
thing.
this?
Wow,
$695.
You bought that.
$695.
Wow.
You see, I install cell phone repeaters. So a lot
Oh.
of times I've got to use a Google Earth type thing, locate the business where I'm going to be installing it or home. I got to locate the towers, which direction they are, south, southeast, whatever. I have to do all this stuff.
We're out of time, Jim.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want to show it to you before we ran out of time.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, we're done.
Do.
Professor Gadget, what is your phone number?
Great.
854-9795.
All right. Thank you, Jim. That was fun.
Wow.
We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. Ferguson, Missouri police say they're confident they'll track down those responsible for wounding 2 officers early yesterday. This amid peaceful protests.
Outside the Ferguson Police Department, residents also gathered in disagreement.
You have created chaos.